It's going to be Sunday, Don.
What's that?
There's going to be Sunday.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm saying tomorrow, and I'm thinking Sunday, but tomorrow is Saturday. Thank you, Robert. It is Sunday, not tomorrow. Because I'm going to be playing in Santa Fe tomorrow, and that wouldn't work. Anyway, Sunday. Bob Phillips. It's going to start at 2 o'clock, and there'll be a bunch of bands here. My old band that I played in with Robert, Tumbleweed, is going to do a short set. There'll be some of the members of Blue Sky are going to do a set. Chris Collins from up Caneos, who does the John Denver tribute shows. He's going to do a set. So there's a bunch of people. It'll be a beautiful afternoon, and there's no charge. So come by for that if you can. And then the following Friday, I think it's the 18th, dear friend of mine and really one of the finest songwriters and performers and humans that I've ever known, a fellow from Austin named Walt Wilkins is going to be here. I don't know, Walt is just one of the most soulful songwriters and performers that you will ever see. I would drive a long way to see a Walt Wilkins show, and I'm just thrilled that he's going to be coming to our little town here. So that's Friday, and I believe that he has invited me to pick along. So that's going to be a joy for me. And then the following Sunday, I believe, the 27th, there's going to be an amazing show. 3 of the finest female singer-songwriters that I know of. Gabrielle Louise, Caitlin Cannon, and Emily Scott Robinson. Had to pull on the handle of the filing cabinet where those names were for a second there. But Emily Robinson came to Alamosa as a Vita volunteer probably 15 years ago, and everybody was talking about, man, this gal that came here has the most amazing voice. But she really ran with it, has done very well out in the world, is on John Prine's record label and doing some great stuff. But all 3 of them are amazing. So that's going to be a beautiful show. That's Sunday the 27th. And then we're going to be closed for the month of August. And you know why we're going to be closed? Because we're remodeling the porch. We're going to close in the porch. I say we, but actually people who know how to do such things are actually going to do it. But it's going to be quite a project, and we're needing to do some fundraising and all that. So there's some information up on the bulletin board there, and we'll be sending out emails and articles and all of that. It'll be a beautiful thing for sure. Anyway, thanks again for being here. What a pleasure to have you with us tonight. These guys tonight it's like Texas All-Stars, you know. Each one of these guys could do a solo show and hold the room, no problem. And unfortunately, one of the trio had to go back to Texas. John Arthur Martinez had to go back to Texas, and so they invited me to jump up and play a little bit. And you know, I won't do exactly what he does, but I'll sprinkle some notes around and things like that, you know. So anyway, it'll be a joy for me. Mike Blakely and John M. Greenberg, like I said, they're both stars in their own right, and but they've joined hands, joined forces together as the Outlaw Firm. So please make them welcome.
Thank you, Don. And Don played with us last year. Let me just tell you, there is no drop-off. There are times where one of us may have another obligation, and we have some honorary outlaws, and you are definitely an honorary outlaw, so thank you.
That's right. We told Don he was going to be an honorary outlaw, and he said, outlaw? He said, well, I guess he'll have to do some jaywalking or something.
Yeah, I've jaywalked, I admit it.
He really said that. And we were at the Antlers Hotel Lodge, actually Antlers Lodge, north of Creed. We played there just early this week, and I remembered I was an outlaw. And there's a gravel driveway going into the lodge, and it says, I think it's kind of a joke, it says speed limit 6 miles per hour. Which, you know, instead of just an even number like 5 or 10 or something.
6 is even.
And I went 8 miles an hour. Let me tell you something. I was pushing 9. I'm an outlaw.
He's going, please pull me over. I'll make $1 million off this joke.
Do I start, gentlemen? That way? Okay, I get to start off this wonderful, beautiful show, Alamosa. I've been here, I don't know how many times, 6 or 8, or I don't know, I lost track, but it's always fun to see y'all, and this building is historical and sometimes hysterical. Unlike that little joke I just tried to make. Okay. This is a song I wrote years ago. I bought a piece of land about as soon as I could afford to buy my own little piece of land. I did so, and I called it the Rancho Kingsland. It was like 75 acres, you know, in the hill country. There was a real estate crash, and so I could afford to do it. The Rancho Kingsland, which means the Who Knows Ranch. Like, who knows when I'm going to go out there? Who knows when I'll be back? And who knows where it even is? So I wrote this song about the Rancho Kingsland. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sunrise on the Rancho Kingsland. That's a sight I've been wanting to see. I hope you understand. Just gotta get back while I still remember the way. If you want me, darling, you know where I'll be. You can find me out on the Rancho Kingsland. Hope you don't mind me staying out there a while. I think I'll probably just hang around there until the green grass grows. Kingsland, darling, who knows? You could call me, but it ain't got no mailbox. You could write me, but it ain't got no phone. You could get there if you'd been there before, but no one can show you the way. Come morning, I guess I'll be leaving alone. But you can find me out on the Rancho Kingsland. Hope you don't mind me staying out there a while. I think I'll probably just hang around there until the gray sky snows. Kingsland, darling, who knows? Play that chorus, John. pretty good picking and bowing on the fiddle there, wasn't it? Gentlemen, there we go. Nighttime on the Rancho Quinsale. Guitars and fiddles and by the old campfire's glow. I might be thinking of you, I might be wishing I'd never left you at all. Quien sabe, darling, you'll never know unless you find me out on the Rancho Quinsale. Hope you don't mind me staying out there a while. I think I'll probably just hang around there until the north wind blows. Quien sabe, darling, who knows? Quien sabe means darling, who knows? Quien sabe? Thank you.
Well, welcome everyone. I have 3 sacred places I play. One of them is here. One of them is the Blue Door in Oklahoma City, and the other is this other place I've never, I don't want to talk about it. No, but this is a church. This is really wonderful. And it's always, there's places you play, and then there's places you are invited to play. And that's how this is. And it's special. And because of that, Mike and I had a little powwow, and Don was part of it, of course. And we said, you know what? We know this is a great listening room, and we're going to play our songs. We've been on the road for about 16, 18 days now, and we're tired. This is our last show of the tour, but we've been looking forward to this one. We always save the best for last. And we said, he's got about 16 records that he's put out. I put out about 8. And we got a lot of songs, and we're going to do some songs tonight that we haven't been able to do on the tour because either it's a pool hall and it's noisy, or it's a 4th of July festival and it's noisy, or it's a restaurant that's noisy. You just take what you can get. But when you come here, this is church. So I'm going to play a song. This is one we did on our first record, the Outlaw Firm first record a couple years ago, called Lucky. Mike and I wrote this together about our friend who was getting married for the 3rd time, and we both agreed that this one, he finally found a good one. And he's a brand new granddad for the first time just the other day. That's right.
Like
I feel
3 days ago.
That's right. So I wish, and he's a great songwriter, very lyrical guy. We've both written with him. I wish he could be here with us. Jeff Wild Horse Posey. I don't know why his mom named him Wild Horse, but we call him Jeff Wild Horse Posey. This is a song called Lucky. It's about Jeff, and Mike officiated his wedding. It was a really cold day in April in Texas, really windy. And we wrote this about him. You'll pick up on all the little things. Here we are face to face, arm in arm. Sometimes you win first place, when the 3rd time's a charm. So when I finally found your love, I understood, yeah, I'd rather be lucky than good. Skill is overrated when the stars align. So Outlaws get traded when they're short on time. Got the better of my devil when no one thought I could. Yeah, I'd rather be lucky than good. Lucky than good. I never thought I'd live to see the day. Lucky than good. When everything would come my way. Now more than ever I win more than I should. And I'd rather be lucky than good. Two hearts so random, two hearts in tandem, we found each other somehow. Look at us now. So here we are face to face, your hand in mine. In this beautiful space, the right place, the right time. Make a wish across your fingers, keep knocking on wood. Yeah, I'd rather be lucky than good. Lucky than good. I never thought I'd live to see the day. Lucky than good. Everything would come my way. Now more than ever I win more than I should. And I'd rather be lucky than good. Since I found you, little girl, I win more than I should. And I'd rather be lucky than good. Don Richmond on the fiddle. Very nice. Thank you.
So Don, Walt Wilkins is coming when? Pretty soon? Like Walt Wilkins? When's he coming?
Yeah, Walt's coming next Friday.
Oh, next week. Yeah. Well, Johnny and I know Walt very well. Johnny was in the Walt Wilkins and the Mystic Carols. In fact, Johnny helped Walt put the band together. And I've written some songs with Walt. We're all really good friends, and he's a great guy. And everything you described in your description was the truth. Very talented songwriters, amazing, soulful guy. And we just mentioned Jeff Wild Horse Posey, our friend. So this song we'll do here is a song that Jeff Wild Horse Posey and Walt and I wrote together. Posey had an idea to write a song about a skipping stone. He said, that's all I got. I'm not going to think about it till we get together. And they came out to my little ranchito there in Texas called the Seven Stars Ranch. And we wrote this song about a skipping stone. On a sunny riverbank, I saw her in the sand. I picked her up and for a while I held her in my hand. She was always longing for the other shore, and one day I couldn't hold her anymore. But I got to see her dance across the water. She was all mine for a while. And as I watched her leaving, she left me with a smile. And I once held something precious that I could never own. I let go of my perfect skipping stone. Go ahead and skip it, Johnny. like a songbird in a cage, or lightning in a jar. I could no more hold her than I could a shooting star. Man, you should have seen her shining in the sun. Sometimes you steal the moment before the moment's done. And I got to see her dance across the water. She was all mine for a while. As I watched her leaving, she left me with a smile. And I once held something precious that I could never own. I let go of my perfect skipping stone. Now there's a difference between the one who got away and the one that you were strong enough to let go on your own. One is just a wild thing, never meant to stay, and the other is just a perfect skipping stone.
Oh, I love that song.
Don't miss Walt Wilkins when he comes here.
Well, I said we were going to dig deep tonight, but you went subterranean, man. That was great.
I was skipping across the water.
I was so into that, I forgot what I was going to play next. You want to play Dobro on one?
You betcha.
Speaking of Jeff Posey, this is one of the first songs we've written together back in the early 2000s. He had a great idea for a song, and Jeff's a funny guy. When we first started writing a song together, he's a very lyrical guy, but he had at the time, this is 20-some years ago, very limited musical knowledge. So, you know, I had something to offer, and he's a big Springsteen fan, very lyrical guy, and like I said, and, he sent me this one song. It was 7 pages long. And I said, Jeff, we got to condense this at least, you know, let's go 70s, at least make it a 7-minute song, right? And he's like, don't change a word. Well, I took a green pen. I didn't take a red pen to it. I took a green pen to it. And I came up with a song that I'll play later, but just I want to kind of introduce Jeff a little bit because he's a great songwriter. We've both written with him a lot. And I sent it back to him, and he liked it, and it became a Kerrville New Folk finalist. So he never questioned me after that. Except once. We wrote a song called Damned Old Silvertone, and it was about his grandfather growing up and his grandmother named Johnny. And I said, Jeff, we cannot spend a whole verse explaining that Johnny is a woman. We got to be able to cut some of these things out. Once again, song came out great. Never questioned me again. I haven't written with him in a while, though.
He never calls anymore.
He never calls. We talk all the time. This is a song we wrote. I really love this song. It's called Buffalo Nickels. And this song is about kind of having no regrets and remembering the people that matter to you most even if they're not there anymore. I'm stepping over an old screen door, used to slam behind Benny and me. But now there's dust in the sun that peeks through the boards where the window used to be. Where grown-ups would only smile at us as I chased your Uncle Benny around. Now the shadows and dust, silence and rust have never made such a lonely sound. And I can see us running, laughing and remember chasing him all the way. Yeah, with a buffalo nickel in my dirty hand, to the tracks a quarter mile away. Now there's knee-high grass going through the tracks. There's a buffalo nickel that never got flat. Son, I hope you never mind your whole lifespan waiting on trains never came and went. Never came and went. Sun held me down to the tracks today. There's a trail around here somewhere. Well, that train never came around after that day, and I'll bet you that nickel's still there. Now there's knee-high grass going through the tracks. There's a buffalo nickel that never got flat. Son, I hope you never find your whole lifespan waiting on trains never came and went. Never came and went. Sun held me down to the tracks today. There's a train around here somewhere. We'll leave the buffalo nickel instead of a rock to let them know we were here. Now there's knee-high grass going through the tracks. There's a buffalo nickel that never got flat. Son, I hope you never find your whole lifespan waiting on trains never came and went. Never came and went. No, 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 no. Never came and went. Thank you very much. Mike Blakely on the mandolin.
Don, I don't know if you've ever had I know you know Jim Jones. Don, probably. From Albuquerque, Jim Jones. In fact, I know y'all played a lot of music together. So certainly you also know Farrier Figs, Doug Figs. So I'm going to do a song that I wrote, and the reason I met Doug Figs about, I don't know, 25 years ago, he wanted to record this song that I wrote. And he did it the proper way. Lots of times a musician will just say, hey, can I record your song? And I'll go, hell yeah, go ahead and do it. You know, whatever. But I didn't know him, so he wrote me a letter. Dear Mr. Blakely, may I please record your song? Here are the mechanicals. The mechanicals is like music business stuff. It's like $95, and then you own the right to play that song for like, I don't know, 1,000 CDs or something like that. And that had never happened to me before. I said, well, I'll take your $95, and I think we're going to be friends.
Did you frame it or cash it?
Oh, I had to cash it. I was really broke that week. Anyway, we're good friends now, and Doug Figs, he's got a new album out, so y'all look up Doug Figs, or look on Facebook. I think he's Farrier Figs, because, you know, a horseshoer farrier, because that's what he does for a living. He's a horseman, horse trainer, and a farrier, a horseshoer. Great guy. He cut this song years ago. 1, 2, 3. Angelina, I found a payroll for the winter, tending rough stock, free rein. Lonesome as hell in a line camp out of Elko, but the scenery suits me for a change. Angelina, don't remember me unkindly. I didn't mean to let you down. Whenever I see something beautiful, it always reminds me of the time I spent with you in town. I understand how you think my life's gone wasted. I never made no money that I didn't burn. A cowpuncher's wage don't really suit a man my age, but I ain't taking nothing that I ain't earned. Angelina, don't remember me unkindly. I didn't mean to let you down. Whenever I see something beautiful, it always reminds me of the time I spent with you in town. Take the town, Don. Some good Pickin boys, buddy. Do you remember how we danced that night in Taos? I whirled you all across the hall. You gave me more on that dance floor in one evening than I ever could have given you it all. Woke up this morning, the stars, they were still shining. Then the sky turned turquoise blue, yeah. The snow was so fine, like white lace on the pine trees. And the first thing I thought about was you. Don't remember me unkindly. I didn't mean to let you down.
Whenever I see anything beautiful, it always reminds me of the time I spent with you in town. I never should have tried to settle down. Angelina, Angelina. All right, Doug Figs, wherever you are. I love that mandolin.
You know, I played a couple of tracks on that Doug Figs album. I don't remember what the song was though, but
Did you get any mechanicals?
no, I don't even remember. But anyway, it's nice to be, you know, a little circle there that crosses over.
That's great. That was beautiful, Mike. Man, this is fun, y'all. I mean, this is one of those shows you hope never ends, really. We might play a little late. I know the young lady here, she's wedged between her parents, so she can't leave. But hopefully we'll win you over with something.
She's a good sport.
She's a good sport. You know what? I don't know if she's old enough to drink, but wine makes us sound a lot better.
You can't drink us pretty, though.
Can't drink us pretty,
You
but
cannot
you could
drink us pretty, but we may sound a little better. Except for Don. He's already pretty. The tall guys are all pretty, man.
Yeah, no, man, my gosh. Well, I know Mike and Don, we all have our influences. I'm going to play a song by one of mine. My big brother is 59 years old today. And he was the thing. Yeah, he was the first one he dragged me to the Blue Door in Oklahoma City, which is a venue kind of like this. It's like church, you know. You just listen, you don't talk, and man, and I didn't get it, you know. And he dragged. I think it was Jimmy LaFave. He dragged me to see. And he never had to drag me anywhere after that. I grew up in Oklahoma, and very, very, very proud of the songwriters that have come out of that state. I live in Texas now, as does Mike. We live in Fredericksburg. But my brother wrote this song about our great-granddad and great-grandmother back in 1898. And it's a true story. He rifed through an old box that my mom had, a bunch of letters from my great-granddad. He was the governor of Kansas, by the way. So I come from royalty. Not Colorado royalty, but anyway, he really, my brother is a really good songwriter and a chef. We're very close, even though he lives in Nashville. And he wrote this song, and I actually, when I was playing with Walt and the Mysticaros, we did one of the last tours I did with them. We went to New York City, and we were on the East Coast, and I have a bunch of cousins who came from that same set of great-grandparents, and they were in the crowd that night. There's about 5 of them. My mom's brother's kids and sister's kids. They lived in New York, and they happened to come to that show. And I barely got through it because the moment was just overwhelmed me. So let's see if I can get through tonight. This is a song called Old Stack of Letters by my brother, Clay Greenberg. There's an old stack of letters that my mom, she keeps in a drawer. They're fragile, cracked and yellow. I've read them all before. They tell a story of a love that happened long ago when times were simple and the food was not so cold. She was his sunflower, he was southern wind blowing across the prairie on any given summer day. He'd write to her and ask permission. She'd step out with him, his raising would not let him ask her any other way. She read My dear Miss Murray, may I take you for a drive? I'll be coming from St. Louis and by Friday I'll arrive. Tell your dad I promise that I won't have you out late. Postmarked on the 5th of April, 1898. One's a letter written on a box of ammunition, most on stationery that he penned in no motels. An oil lamp, a 3-cent stamp, desk pad and inkwell papers, all they needed to tattoo her heart with wedding bells. She read, my dear Miss Murray, may I take you for a drive? I'll be coming from St. Louis and by Friday I'll arrive. Tell your dad I promise that I won't have you out late. Postmarked on the 5th of April, 1898. I'm reminded of those letters by the woman that I love. Save her every precious word and I read them when she's gone. They're lessons I cannot forget from a great-granddad I never met. Kindness may seem simple, but the feeling lasts so long. And she read, my dear Miss Murray, may I take you for a drive? I'll be coming from St. Louis and by Friday I'll arrive. Tell your dad I promise that I won't have you out late. Postmarked on the 5th of April, 1898. Postmarked on the 5th of April, 1898. Thank you much. She'll be very happy that y'all like that song. Thank you.
So would y'all be open to a bittersweet cowboy song? All right. Because I've written quite a few bittersweet cowboy songs. In fact, I'm pretty big on the bittersweet cowboy charts. I created the charts myself, so I'm always in the top. This is one I wrote a really long time ago. Doing some research about the Wild West, and I stumbled upon this character named Charlie Siringo. Is a real person. And he grew up where I grew up on the coastal bend of Texas, really good ranch country, farm country. And I was a cowboy there. We had a Hereford ranch. But Charlie was born almost pretty close to 100 years before me, like maybe 99 years before me. And he was more of a cowboy because that was back in the open range days and back in the trail drive days. And he was a wild and woolly cowboy. And I was just impressed. Hey, I grew up the same place this guy grew up. And so here's the deal with Charlie. He was a cowboy for 15 years on the up and down the Chisholm Trail and a bunch of other cattle drive trails. Every year he'd go from the time he was 15 to the time he was 30. And then later on in life, he became a detective. He worked for the Pinkerton Detective Agency, which was the largest detective agency in the world, and they got hired to investigate all kind of things, including Wild West stuff out in the West. When like for Wells Fargo, you had to run down the Outlaws, you know. So Charlie, he got bored with running this store, you know, in Kansas when he was 33 years old. He said, I got to have some excitement in my life. And he went to, and there was a carnival there in whatever town he lived in Kansas. And in those days, the carnival would carry along like palm readers, you know. And there would be a phrenologist. And, you know, a palm reader reads your palm, obviously. But a phrenologist like feels your skull and with bumps on your skull will tell you your fortune, or perhaps what you're perfectly suited to be in life. And that poem, that phrenologist told Charlie that he was perfectly suited to be a detective. So he liked that. So he rode up to Chicago and he talked himself into a job at the Pinkerton Detective Agency. He went out in the Wild West, and he was kind of an undercover agent. He would infiltrate the gangs, and hang out with them. Undercover before that was even a term, and then they would have a sting before that was even a term. And then later, after 22 years as a detective, he wrote books about his Wild West experiences. I read some of Charlie's books and thought, I got to write a song about this guy. My good friend Red Stegall, the king of the cowboy singers, recorded this song back in the day. It's a true story according to Charlie.
Oh, Charlie Siringo was just 19 years old in 1875. Hell-bent on pushing his luck with them longhorns up north on the Chisholm Trail Drive. He told his dear mother he'd promised to squander no wages on women and wine. But Charlie Siringo should never have made no big promises he couldn't mind. Now Charlie spent 15 long years on the hurricane deck of a Spanish cayuse, till the boss found that barbed wire worked cheaper than Charlie, and up and cut old Charlie loose. He drifted to Kansas and he tended a store, but 3 years was more than he could stand. So Charlie Siringo rode up to Chicago and became a Pinkerton man. Yes, he did. And Charlie Siringo, he loved a fandango. No one can argue with that. He'd ride in a minute for the pure glory in it, and he'd fight at the drop of a hat. That wild Texas gringo, Charlie Siringo, he rounded him up mighty fine, mighty fine. And I am a friend of old Charlie Siringo. Charlie's an old friend of mine. Play some mandolin for Charlie. That's your local hero, Don Richmond, right there. Mighty fine, Don. Well, Charlie Siringo rode down through Durango, summer of 1899. Hot on the trail of some bad desperados wanted over the Wyoming line. The hole in the wall gang had blowed up a pay train and gotten away with the dough. Charlie spent months on the trail of the wild bunch, but let old Butch Cassidy go, and that's a fact. And Charlie Siringo, he loved a fandango. No one can argue with that. He'd ride in a minute for the pure glory in it, and he'll fight at the drop of a hat. That wild Texas gringo, Charlie Siringo, rounded him up mighty fine, mighty fine. And I am a friend of old Charlie Siringo. Charlie's an old friend of mine. Here comes Johnny Gringo. John M. Greenberg, playing for Charlie, also known as Johnny Gringo. Well, Charlie Siringo was 51 years old, summer of 1906. And after 22 years as a cowboy detective, he figured he'd just call it quits. Now old Charlie understood he needed livelihood, couldn't get by on his looks. So Charlie remembered his Wild West adventures and wrote them all down in his books. And now Charlie Siringo, he loves a fandango. No one can argue with that. He will ride in a minute for the pure glory in it, and he'll fight at the drop of a hat. That wild Texas gringo, Charlie Siringo, still rounds them up mighty fine, mighty fine. And I am a friend of old Charlie Siringo. Charlie's an old friend of mine. That's why I'm a friend of old Charlie Siringo. Charlie's an old friend of mine. Here we go, Charlie. Nice picking over there, gentlemen.
Don, would you like to do a song? I bet everyone wants to. Can we get Don to do a song or two? That'd be good. Hell yeah.
Okay, let's do one in C, it's called 100 Miles. Oh yeah. See, once you've heard it go by, that's all there is, except it repeats.
I think I heard it go by in Fredericksburg when you were with the Rifters.
Yeah, we've heard it many times going by.
You guys, did they ever play here? The Rifters?
You reckon?
We had them come down to Fredericksburg, and man, I'm glad we went first.
That was a sweet night. That was a lot of fun. All right, well, here's one that these folks have probably heard me do a bunch, but I always enjoy it. There's a song called 100 Miles. Oh, life's got me surrounded, oh, you know I feel confounded by the million things somebody thinks that I should do. But you know I'm just astounded by this place that I've found, where what once meant so much can seem so little when the day is through. And I just want to see 100 miles. I just want to see 100 miles. I just want to do some things that make me smile. I want to see 400 miles. Well, I've been told I should deliberate on what I wish to elevate to something that's worth spending my life's hours on. But I seem to deviate from that which most folks consecrate and worship all their days until their days are gone. 'Cause I just want to see 400 miles. I just want to see 400 miles. I just want to do some things that make you smile. I want to see 400 miles. Oh, sometimes the city beckons me, and I sort of reckon I should go see what all of the commotion is about. But when I get to checking, I discover I'm expecting it to chew me up they're just gonna spit me in. 'Cause I just wanna see more than 100 miles. I just wanna see more than 100 miles. I just wanna do some things that make you smile. I wanna see, but I wanna see, but I wanna see for 100 miles, for 100 miles, for 100 miles. Play that mandolin, Blakely. How about you, John? For 100 miles, for 100 miles. Mighty fine, boys. Almost like we knew that song.
Oh, yeah. Been knowing that for a long time.
Thank you.
One of these days, we're going to have to practice that. and work on it.
Don't want to spoil the spontaneity.
That's right. That was practice.
Whatever is your prettiest instrument that you can play in B flat. Man, Don's he's never played with us before except here, I think one other time, and we should probably be doing some songs off the new record, and we will. We've got a brand new record out. We're real proud of it. Took us a year to record it. We'd already started by the time we were, or just about started last year when we were here. But again, you guys are such a wonderful audience that I want to treat you all to some ear candy. I hope you like it. I wrote this song recently. It's not recorded yet, and I can't record it. And the reason I can't record it is because my mom has Alzheimer's, and she's a very proud person. And it would just devastate her, I think. But I did play it for my dad, who is 86 and her caregiver. The problem is, she does okay, but she can't see, and that's part of the deal. And so he has to kind of lead her everywhere, and it's really just not a safe environment. But very, very positive people. I mean, they're just both winners, It's kind of a crummy thing that happened. They ended up with that. But I wrote this song, and then my brother, who I respect as a songwriter, even went, damn. But it's very personal to us, It may not mean a damn thing to y'all. I don't know. But I'm going to play it for you anyway. It's called Disappearing Virginia. It's not a state, but a state of mind. Through better days left behind, a treasure you will never find, like Virginia. She's somewhere in there deep inside, so afraid to speak her mind, ever brave and full of pride, like Virginia. Hold on, disappear in Virginia. Soon there will come a time she may or may not recognize you, standing still while time flies by Virginia. He cares for you both day and night, through patient words and swallowed pride, as he buries you one piece at a time. Yeah, Virginia. Hold on, disappear in Virginia. Hold on a little longer to all those memories. Try to hold on to that glow that's fading. Wait for me, disappear in Virginia. I just wanted to tell you one more time, but you couldn't remember. These years of December are so unkind. Disappear in Virginia. It's not a state, but a state of mind. Through better days left behind, a treasure you will never find.
Mighty fine, mighty fine. What'd your brother say? We'll do a song I wrote with a couple other guys. I had a songwriters retreat at my house out in the country. And I don't know, probably a dozen songwriters came out, guys and gals. Some of them were married and just, you know, a lot of fun. We ate a lot of barbecue. And since everybody was committed to staying for like 2 nights, there may have been some alcohol consumed because we didn't have to drive anywhere. But on the second day of the second morning of the little retreat, one of my songwriting friends, his name is Damon Rogers, and he's really a full-time cowboy is what he does, but he worked for Gary P. Nunn on his ranch, and he got the songwriting bug from Gary P., so he loves to write songs. And he came with an idea called The Twist. There was another fellow, a friend of mine there at the Songwriters Retreat, whose name was Richard Dobson, the late, great Richard Dobson. We all called him Ricardo because he could speak Spanish, and he married a Swiss girl so he could speak German. And he grew up in Texas so he could almost speak English. And we wrote this song called The Twist. We did it about, seemed like hour and 15 minutes or so. It just kind of came down on the page. And we played it for the rest of the crowd later that evening, and they said, "What's this? What's so okay? Cool song, man. But what's it about?" And we all 3 songwriters looked at each other. I don't know. I don't know what it's about. You figure it out. It's open to interpretation. called The Twist. Ricardo Dobson, one of the songwriters, he wrote a song for Johnny and June Cash. Guy Clark recorded 2 of Ricardo Dobson's songs, so he was very well respected. And he has since crossed over the Great Divide, and this was the last song he ever wrote or co-wrote with anybody else, called The Twist. When I was lost out in the mist, I made my hand into a fist. I added one more to my list. Therein lies the twist. The same old road threw me a curve. I guess we all get what we deserve. I knew the way until we kissed. Therein lies the twist. Therein lies the twist of the knife. What saves your soul could cost your life. That devil's deal is hard to resist. Therein lies the twist. As you sow, so shall you reap. What you grow is yours to keep. My aim was true, but somehow I missed. Blame it on the twist. Therein lies the twist of the knife. What saves your soul could cost your life. That devil's deal is hard to resist. Therein lies the twist, Twisted John. Therein lies the twist of the night. What saves your soul could cost your life. Hey, that devil's deal ain't so hard to resist, y'all. Therein lies the twist. When I was lost out in the mist, I made my hand into a fist. I added one more to my list. Therein lies the twist. Blame it on the twist. It's all in the twist, y'all. Therein lies the twist. Let's twist again like we did last summer. Thank you very much. What is that song about?
We'll let y'all decide. You know, they do those, when we were talking about this last night, like Mike is right, he's a fabulous Western novelist. He's won the Spur Award at least once, maybe one?
Exactly once.
Exactly once, but he should have won it every time. He's a great Western writer. He's the Elmer Keltner of our day, and it's just so great that I get to play music with him at least, I don't know, a lot of times a month. It's an honor. And we were talking about, what were we talking about? We were talking about something like, oh yeah, he said I wrote this book and the ending, you know, people didn't like it and I got all sorts of mail about it. I said, well, they do that in the movies, right? They do that. And you know, they'll have a test audience for the movie, and you know what I'm talking about, right? You'll show a movie and people are like, we don't like that ending, and so Hollywood will make it a Hollywood ending and it makes it crappy. Nothing like the book, right? So you guys are my test audience tonight because I'm doing some new stuff. And please don't throw anything, but, you know, if you don't like it, let me know. Because I'm fishing for songs for a new record. That last song I did will be on there. And I'm thinking about putting this one on there. This is a song I wrote with our good friend Kim Carson. And Kim is a very hyun country singer. She's over in Europe right now. You know Kim, right? Oh, yeah. She's over there in Europe, and just they love it. They love that Texas swing and everything, and she just kills it. Twang. We call it twang. Johnny is not a twang artist. Johnny's a kind of a folky guy, folky rock.
He refers to himself in the first person Johnny, so he's speaking of.
Sometimes I do. I'll refer
You're
to
like
myself
Johnny who?
third person just to show you can see I can count to 3. So we wrote this song together, and it was really cool. We were on this cruise. We did an Outlaw Firm cruise, and we had Kim Carson. She paid her own way, but she got to sing with us, and Pauline Reese, and we had just a good old time. We went to like 3 ports in Mexico and Dominican Republic, whatever. Y'all should have been there. It was great.
I don't think we got
because it was in January, and it was warmer down there.
I don't think we got to the Dominican Republic. We were in Belize, though.
Belize it or not.
Belize it or not.
So the first time we're on the boat, Johnny has not been on a cruise ship before. And once we got past the breaker, the ship was doing this. And it's very rare that I will turn down a steak. I'm like, I got to go to bed. Once I laid down on the bed, I felt like Mama was rocking me to sleep. Though it was great. It was great. So the next day, Kim comes to me with this idea for a song, and I said, "This is great." It's called "Water Under the Bridges That I Burned," and I'm like, "I've got some nautical references I could stick in this." By day 2, I had my sea legs, and I was eating the shrimp crab cocktail and everything. It was great. And it's called "Water Under the Bridges I Burned." I'm very proud of it, and what I'm most proud of is we didn't really record it, but we did a guitar vocal at Larry Nye's place in Kingsland. And some of y'all know Larry. And it's just a guitar vocal, but we did it like a duet. And she sang the first verse, I sang the second and all that, and she sang the bridge. And I made her sing like a folk singer. And damn, she did a good job. So I think I want to put this on the next record only if you all think it's okay, because you are my test audience. Here we go. Throw up my hands, I finally had enough. For you and me, the water was too rough. I'll drown in unfilled dreams, you pack your stuff. And we'll both go our own separate ways. But maybe we both need a brand new start. Abandoned ships of fools soon drift apart. Throw a line and rescue what's left of my heart. And we'll both hold out hope for better days. Now we're way past the point of no return. Tried to get it right but never learned. Oh, love's a gift, but trust is earned. You're just water under the bridge that I burned. You are water, I am fire. Love can't live on just desire. 'Cause in the end, the water always wins. Now we're way past the point of no return. Tried to get it right, but never learned. Old love's a gift, trust is earned. You're just water under the bridge that I burn. You're just water under the bridge that I burned. Thank you.
Johnny has recommended that we do this thing. It's hill country tradition in Texas hill country. It's called a holler and a swaller. And you can drink water or Coca-Cola or wine or beer, whatever you got. But if you holler and swaller, what it is, we're going to count to 3. And if you're glad to be here at Society at Hall with this bunch of guys on stage, then on the count of 3, everybody holler and then take a swaller. So holler and swaller on the count of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, wow.
And swaller. That part there is optional at the end.
Do you need a smoke break? Do you smoke break? Do you guys need a bathroom break, or should we play straight through? Take a break? Mike wants to take a break. Let's do one more and we'll take a break.
Okay. I mentioned Gary P. Nunn on the last song there. And a couple of buddies and myself wrote this next song called It's About to Get Western. Larry Nye, who you just mentioned, and Mike Seiler, who we sent from Texas to Nashville like 30 years ago to fix it. Fix Nashville, that is. And he worked on it for a while, but it's still not quite fixed. And before we got rid of, sent Mike to Nashville, we wrote this song. We were going to the National Cowboy Symposium in Lubbock. Have y'all ever heard of that? It's the National Cowboy Symposium. It's a big deal. I didn't know cowboys even had symposiums. But they do, and it's a big deal. And so we hauled our horses out there because we all had horses at that time, and our musical instruments, and they paid us to play some music, and we rode some horses on the Cap Rock, and it was just a wonderful deal. And on the way there, on the way back, we wrote this song called It's About to Get Western. It's a little rodeo song. And we got home, and we pitched it to Gary P. Nunn. How many Gary P. Nunn fans do we have here? Some of y'all may not like Gary P. What? Who? Whatever. So anyway, Gary P. recorded it, and you may remember Austin City Limits. I want to go home with the armadillo. That's Gary P. He wrote it. For 25 years, they used that as his theme, as their theme song. So Gary P. cut it, and then 22 years later, Gary P. recut it with this up-and-coming cowboy music and rodeo star named Cody Johnson. So the song's got fresh legs now. And Bo DePena, our buddy who lives up here either in Laredo or Pagosa Springs, plays a lot of music, and he's recorded this song too. It's called It's About to Get Western. Y'all get ready to rodeo. 1, 2, 3. Good old boys are riding brim to brim from the ranch to the rodeo. Old Tommy draws a wild one, a little bronc called Smokey Joe. Smokey Joe ain't never been rode, but Tommy ain't never been throwed. And as he settles into the buck and shoot, he says, boys, here comes the show. 'Cause it's about to get western round here tonight. You better wear your working clothes and pull your hat down tight. And it's about to get western, I don't mean it might. Bound to get western around here tonight. Play it, Johnny.
guitar there, y'all. Well, Tommy's spending all the prize money later on pint drinks at the dance. He's making eyes at the rodeo queen. Figure she's worth a chance. There's some big bulldogger by the name of Earl, said Tommy, that's my girl. And as he ducks Earl's knuckles, old Tommy starts to chuckle and says, well, all right, let her whirl, 'cause it's about to get western round here tonight. You know that's right. You better wear your working clothes and pull your hat down tight. Hey, it's about to get western. I don't mean it might. It's about to get western when the fiddle man plays that fiddle tonight. Here we go. Great Don Richmond on the fiddle, everybody. Well, the rodeo queen gets the fight broke up. She drags Big Earl to the pickup truck. And a cute cowgirl grabs Tommy by the hand, pulls him towards the dance floor, hollering at the band. Hey, it's about to get western right here tonight. Alamosa on a Friday night. You better wear your working clothes and pull your hat down tight. Hey, it's about to get western. I don't mean it might. Gonna get western around here tonight. It's about to get western. I don't mean it might. It's about to get western. The Cowboys' delight. Mighty fine, we're going to take a short break here. We got some merch back there. Johnny can tell you all about it. Y'all get another little sip of wine and stretch around, stretch your legs. We'll be back here in at least, I don't know, what, 12 minutes?
Lock the doors.
It may seem like 15 to y'all.
Let's do Reason to Ride. Okay, as promised. We could probably dim some lights, couldn't we? Yeah.
After everybody gets another, we don't trip over anything.
Sweet. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's getting better. Man, yeah, there we go.
One more.
I hope y'all are having a good time. It's good to see everyone there. Thank you. Well, this is, I promise you, this is one of the shows that we look forward to every year. And when you guys see Walt will be here next week.
Yep. Next Friday.
I wish I had something clever for y'all to say to him, but he's probably heard it all. So as promised, we're gonna do some songs off the new record. We're real proud of this new record. Some of y'all have the old one, the one we did a couple of years ago, and we were touring it last year. And this one we went back in the studio and came up with what I feel is really 10 strong songs that Mike and I and John Arthur contributed. We did more of a collaborative thing where we actually wrote more together for this record, and it was really cool. This is one I wrote with Mike in the great freeze of 2023 in Texas, which means nothing to you all. But in Texas, if you get a blue norther coming through, I live in a little RV on 6 acres I bought, and when I know a big storm's coming, I'll go out to a surrounding town like Junction, which is like an hour away, and I'll sequester myself in a hotel, and I'll write by myself. Leave the guns at home, just go write, take a bottle of whiskey and some wine, and just, there's some songs that you have that are half thought through, some that are just kind of newer, older. But a couple of years ago, Mike and I both had the idea for this song. We had kind of the same title, Reason to Ride. And Mike is a sure enough cowboy, owns horses and ranches and things, and writes about it. So I wanted to be true to that, and I finished the song and I sent it to him, and I was just crossing my fingers that he would love it and like it, or just like it. And he says it's perfect. Don't change a thing. And then the Jeff Posey thing where I said don't change a thing. He said I believe Mike when he says it. So I was singing the whole thing, and then I really wanted Mike to sing the first verse, and then I sing the second, John Arthur sing the third. I'm going to sing John Arthur's part tonight, but this is a really nice little love story. It's a cowboy song. Really proud of this song. Lloyd Maines is playing dobro on the album, who is, well, you say no more, right? He can do whatever he wants. And I'm just going to play it now because I've been talking for a long time. But I just want to make sure everybody was seated. Let's capo up.
Okay, boy.
2. D-Dog.
That's what I thought.
All right, Mikey. Here we go. Reason to Ride. It's on the new record.
As a young buck, I would saddle up for no reason at all. Ride across these ranges from the winter to the fall. For 20-some odd years I rode for the brand with pride. I didn't need a reason to ride. No, I didn't need a reason to ride. Everything I wanted at my side. The mountain air and a mountain mare, and her spirit as my guide. Didn't need a reason to ride.
There's a bunkhouse full of tall tales, some with laughter, some with woes. I feel the chill of winter from my hat brim to my toes. The flame that stoked this cowboy life no longer burns inside. Now I'm looking for a reason to ride. Yeah, I'm looking for a reason to ride. I'm still yearning deep inside. A trusty steed and a cowboy creed ain't enough to be my guide. I'm looking for a reason to ride on the door. There's a mountain range between us, and it's been way too long. I love this cowboy life, but with her's where I belong. And only one more season, then I'll make that gal my bride. I finally found my reason to ride. Yeah, she's my reason to ride. I gallop through that stallion, through these ranges one last time. She's my reason to ride. I finally found my reason to ride. If you could just like boost my guitar a little in the monitor, I'll just take care of the rest of it.
That was a bittersweet cowboy song, Johnny. I had it on the charts there for a while.
I know. You were a co-writer. You should.
And here's another one by request. Song I wrote with my aforementioned. What is it? Is it aforementioned or the aforementioned? You can just get back to me later. We'll figure it out. The aforementioned crazy cowboy.
Aforementioned.
Yes, aforementioned.
Most of Jeff is coming through.
Yeah. Not Jeff, but Damon Rogers, my crazy cowboy buddy, who came up with the reason for this song. It's called The Outside Circle, and Damon's worked on big ranches, and I was lucky enough to work on the O2 Ranch out in far west Texas, and the O2 Ranch is 275,000 acres. And that's a pretty big spread right there. And we had some friends who, the Box brothers from Carrizo Springs in Texas, Ron, Von, John, and Don Box. I'm not making this up. And they leased a mere 80,000 acres from the O2 Ranch. And we'd go help them, Jeff Posey and I would go help them round up their cattle, and those cattle are half wild out there because they don't go tend them every day. They round them up twice a year, and they're kind of almost as wild as deer or something like that. So that's what this song's about rounding up cattle in the big country where there are no fences, or maybe there's some fences, but the pastures are huge. Like you have 20,000 acre pastures. So lots of times what the deal, they have to pick a central point in the pasture or in the open range, and send out a bunch of cowboys and cowgirls too, and to go out and round up the cattle. So they'll go out in a series of circles, each, first around the camp there, and maybe there's some working pens where they can work the cattle, but then send somebody out on a farther circle that goes more farther out, and then another farther circle. Well, somebody has to ride that outside circle, and they usually pick the best cowboy or cowgirl with the best horse to do that, because it's the longest, toughest trail, and it's a long day. So some of these young cowboys see that, oh, look, this guy, he's the top hand. He gets to ride the outside circle. And they aspire to someday be chosen to ride the outside circle. And that's what the song's about here. 1, 2.
When I was a young boy, my age was barely 10, riding my first roundup with the older boys and men. The foreman sent our top hand where lesser men might fail, to ride the outside circle, the longest, roughest trail. I watched that top man ride out on a skittish colt that day. Once on a distant ridge, saw him turning horns my way. Weeping the herd by evening, our ponies soaked with sweat. And I made myself a promise that I still remember yet. One day I'd ride the outside circle, I'd make the top hand, riding through the sage so purple, around the Oak stand. And I'd chouse the wildest cattle on the roughest broncos, and I'd ride the outside circle for the brand. Let's turn around on that circle now. I held my promise sacred, and I aimed to keep my word. And I learned to throw a fast loop from the rankest in the herd. And it was 10 years later when I heard the roundup boss. He said, "You'll ride the outside circle, son. Go catch yourself a horse." And I rode the outside circle. I made the top hand, riding through the sage so purple, round the Oak stand. And I chouse the wildest cattle on the roughest broncos, and I rode the outside circle for the brand. Go ahead, Don. These days I'm the foreman. Some say I'm getting old. It's true, my hair is silver. You can see my legs are bold. And I ride the inside circles now. But just ask my cowboy peers. They know I rode that outside circle for well nigh 30 years. Yes, I rode the outside circle. I made a top hand, riding through the sage so purple, around the Oak stand. And I chouse the wildest cattle on the roughest broncos, and I rode the outside circle for the brand. And in my dreams I ride the ridges, in my stirrups I still stand, and I ride the outside circle for the brand. It's the longest, roughest trail. Thank you.
Remember, you got that request for Ride the River.
I'm gonna do that. It's gonna happen.
Not that you would forget anything, you know.
With friends like you, I thank you.
You a bluesy song in E minor on that dobro? Oh yeah, we got this new record. I love it because it cross genres real well. We've got some Western stuff. We've got some just kind of rock, country rock, and we've got got that one super jazzy song that John Arthur. That's kind of his thing. He likes to throw in some weird chords like this. He'll do stuff like that. But I wrote this one with Mike about 20-some years ago, and I never recorded it because it just didn't fit anywhere. But, like we tried to collaborate a lot on this project, so I asked him if he would mind if we could put this on the record. He said, yes. So this is a song. I'm going to tell you a quick story about this one. I'm a big blues aficionado, and I don't know if y'all know or are familiar with Robert Johnson. And yeah, I mean, in the story, you know, the crossroads and everything, and sold his soul to the devil. And so I thought about it for a long time. I watched some documentaries, and I really tried to do my homework. He played 7-string guitar, but evidently he was really not very good. And he would just show up places, and I mean, I guess what they would have like open mics back then, but not really. And he just was not good. And then he just disappeared and came back within a year and was really good. And they're like, oh, he sold his soul to the devil. So apparently he was a bit of a womanizer and everything. And, you know, these little juke joints or clubs, whatever you call them, down in Mississippi and kind of the Delta area, they had, you know, these just, you know, places that he would play and stuff. And apparently he was, you know, he was doing things he shouldn't be doing with other people's wives. And one night he was sitting with a buddy, and they you know, served whiskey in mason jars back then. And they served him an open one. You know what I'm talking about. And he's about to take a sip, and his buddy knocks it out of his hand. He says, don't you know better than to drink whiskey out of an open mason jar? And he said, don't ever knock whiskey out of my hand again. And they gave him another one. It was opened, and he drank it, and 2 days later he died from bad whiskey because the owner of that club, apparently Robert Johnson had, you know, had relations with his wife, and he didn't like it too much, as I can understand. So I wrote this song. It's called By the Light of the Moon. This is how I picture his life went after that last sip. By the light of the moon, can't find my way home. By the light of the moon, can't find my way home. My way home back to you. By the light of the moon, the key to your door, it shines just like gold. The key to your door shine bright just like gold. Gold so shiny and new. By the light of the moon. Shines away to your door. It's as bright as the sun. I've never seen it before. But the moonshine I drank out tonight, the moon, no matter how bright, I can't see anymore. On my knees on the road, lost the key to your door. On my knees the road, can't find the key to your door. Yeah, my one chance with you, by the light of the moon, by the light of the moon,
By the light of the moon,
can't find my way home.
can't find my way.
By the light of the moon, can't find my way
Can't
home.
find my way back home.
The devil come for me soon. By the light of the moon. My one chance with you, went by the light of the moon. The devil come for me soon. By the light of the moon. Oh, thank you for letting me play the blues. Thank you.
All right, now let's do that Ride the River song by special request.
This is another big cowboy song right here. It's called Ride the River. Back in the old days, in the trail driving days, before barbed wire across the land and all that. Of course, they'd herd cattle from Texas all the way, you know, first it was Missouri, and then it was Kansas, and it was all the way to Canada eventually in these trail drives. So the trail drive era lasted about somewhere between 15 and 20 years, between 1870 and 1885 or so. The heyday of the trail drives. And you've seen and read the book, Lonesome Dove, and that's about the big trail drive book. So I know Larry McMurtry did his research very carefully on that book, so that was pretty true. I wrote this song about a big trail drive. It's called Ride the River because the cowboys used to say that you'll do to ride the river with me, boy. That's my cowboy voice when I do that. Boy, you'll do to ride the river with me. And in the trail drive era, that meant you had to cross a bunch of rivers going north up the Great Plains on these trail drives because the rivers mostly ran from west to east. So there's a Red River, there was a Cimarron River, there was just a whole series of rivers the further you went north. And if that river was flooding, you know, you could wait just so long with your herd of 2,000 to 3,000 cattle, or even as many as 10,000 cattle, and they had to have something to eat. So sooner or later, you would have to swim those cattle across that raging river, whether they wanted to go or not, and whether you as a cowboy wanted to go or not. And it was obviously a very dangerous job. Probably the scariest thing that the cowboys encountered going up the trail. Ride the river.
Charlie was a young buck, back about the year of one. He rode for the brand and the glory. He used to say, boy, don't try passing for something that you can't be. You will do to ride the river with me. One eye was a bullet, one eye was the twinkle of a star. His face was wrinkled like a map of the border. He told me once, don't bow to nothing but the Lord on bended knee. You will do to ride the river with me. You'll do to ride the river if your faith stays strong and your pride don't wither, boy. You can talk, but I'd rather you show me. Treat a man like you treat a brother. Treat a lady like a gentleman should treat your mother. If your word's your guarantee, you will do to ride the river with me. You said you can't ride a greenback. You can't rope another man's dream. You can't shoot a hole in a honest man's story. Always try your hardest, boy, and even if you ride in a little lean, you will do to ride the river with me. So last night when the cattle broke, oh, and the river was wide, Charlie shelled as he crossed before me. He said, don't you mind the lightning, boy, 'cause it's the only way to see. You will do to ride this river with me. 'Cause you'll do to ride the river if your faith stays strong and your pride don't wither, boy. You can talk, but I'd rather you show me. Just treat a man like you treat a brother. Treat a lady like a gentleman should treat your mother. And if your word's your guarantee, you will do to ride the river with me. You will do to ride the river with me. somewhere riding free, and he's riding the river boy. Oh, he's riding. I found Charlie on the riverbank, and boys, he didn't have long to live. And I can't forget what he told me. He said, you gotta hold the trail, boy, and get the herd to have a lean. And you will do to ride this river with me. So put the cross over Charlie, boys. We got the Cimarron to swim today. Charlie's riding the river of Jordan. When them angels ride down and they come to set me free, he will do to ride that river with me. And you'll do to ride the river if your faith stays strong and your pride don't wither, boy. You can talk, but I'd rather you show me. Treat a man like you treat a brother. Treat a lady like a gentleman should treat your mother. And if a handshake is your guarantee, you will do to ride the river with me. So come on, let's ride, boys. Ride the river, boys. Settle up, boys, and ride the river, boys. Shake out your reins, ride the river, boy. You will do to ride the river with me. Just keep on riding, ride the river, boy. Take up your cinches, ride the river, boy. Break for the plains, ride the river, boy. Will do to ride the river with me. Take one more ride, ride the river, boy. Old Charlie is riding, ride the river, boy. And he keeps on riding, ride the river, boy. You will do to ride the river with me. About the boys in the cowboy band over here. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for the request.
Thank you. Don, how would it be if you sang another song? Last one you did was so awesome. Would you do one more? Terry, would that be all right? I'm sorry. Something with pretty harmonies in it.
Endless Sky, is that what you said? That's that truck pile song? I played that, but I couldn't sing that one, I'm afraid. I don't know all the words. Let's see.
All these thousands of songs, and it is hard to pick.
The one that's coming up is, it's got some good harmonies and it's got a good long outro of just 1-4-1-4. It's got a few changes, but see? It's in that key of B. Sorry. Didn't count properly. This is a song that I was in the band Hired Hands. We recorded this, and it's also on one of the Rifters live albums. Written by the three of us and a few other people as well. There's a song called The Hands of Time. Thank you. southwestern sunset, twilight mystique. I am no stranger, I am one with this land. That high-flying eagle knows me by heart. Of all that I witness, I am a part. I am no stranger, I am one with this land. There's a lesson, if you listen, you will learn. It's a blessing we are given to discern. Well, there's no words to define the grand design. When you shake the hands of time, the deep roots and branches, the earth and the sky, bind them together. Now I know why they seek to show that we are one with this land. The seeds I have planted now grown so tall, may wisdom find them, may they hear the call of the high-flying eagle. We are one with this land. But here I stand, surrounded by this mystery, this winding road that brought me here and let me know, no matter where I go, I'm not alone. There's a lesson, if you listen, you will learn. It's a blessing we are given to discern. Well, there's no words to define the grand design. When you shake the hands of time, when you shake the hands of time, mountains and mesas, valleys and peaks, southwestern sunset, twilight mystique, the deep roots and branches, the earth and the sky, to bind them together. Now I know I'm no stranger, I'm one with this land. Well, I'm no stranger, I am one with this land. Just sing along. Na, 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 na. Now y'all keep singing that, but I'm gonna sing something different. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
This
Nice
is
singing out there.
it's a magical room, I'm telling you. It's mine. How are we doing on time, y'all? I don't mean that like ooh. I just really mean like. Maybe I'll ask you. You do this a time or two. Are we good on time, or what's?
Well,
I'm trying to plan.
I get the feeling that, that feeling in the room is it's time for like 2 more songs or something like that.
2 more songs each, okay.
That's the feeling I get. I don't know.
All right.
I mean, you have to catch that point when you're still entertaining people, but you're not just keeping them up too late, and it's like
Diminishing returns,
there's
it,
a
right?
hill there,
Diminishing returns,
I think
right?
we're coming up to it.
Well, in that case, I'm going to do my 3rd contribution to the Outlaw Firm, the new project.
The third.
I've already done the other 2 this set. I wrote this. This is a magical place. Another magical place for us musically is a winery in Texas called Texas Heritage Vineyard. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, right?
See.
And that back deck there have been host to some of the greatest concerts anywhere. Save Alamosa. I mean, this is. But as far as in Texas goes, the owners of that winery, they just get it. They get it. They pay their musicians well. They give us lots of wine. And I remember one specific afternoon. They usually close about, I think, 5 o'clock most days.
That's for the general public.
Mike and I will usually amble in there. He'll saunter. I'll amble. About 4:45, and they go, oh, here they come. But what happens is they don't kick us out. They just put us on the back patio and leave all the bottles of wine that haven't been drunk yet. I know it makes it sound like we're lushes. We're not lushes. We're not. We're just avid wine aficionados, and we don't want it to go to waste. It's true. So one day, I when I first moved to Fredericksburg, I've been going there for years. I lived in the hill country for 20-some years. But I finally bought property there because Mike was there and all my friends are there. And I bought 6 acres, plopped an RV on there, and I just have a real simple life. Got a little cat named Mr. Cuddles. Yeah, I'm just whatever, man. But what I'm getting at is I bumped into somebody when I moved there, and they said to me, if you follow the music here, you will fall in the right crowd. And that line stuck with me for many years, for about 4 years, until last year. I was on the back patio of Texas Heritage Vineyard, and Mike was there, and 2 other songwriter friends of ours. They're now married, Jake and Lillian Martin. Great songwriters. It really is per capita maybe one of the finest places. Yeah, I mean, you'd probably agree. I mean, there's like Bernie Nelson. All these people are there, right? In a town of about 12,000 or whatever. So that line stuck with me, and I said, hey, guys, you want to write a song? They closed the doors. They locked the doors. They brought in all the wine and let us. And Lily, the parchment paper they wrapped the wine bottles in when they give gifts, she brought it out, and we wrote the song on the parchment paper. So it kind of starts like a Motel 6 commercial, but it gravitates into something better. And really, it's just about like finding your people, man. Just find your people. And you obviously have. You guys have a great thing going on here. Find your people, man. You'll fall in the right crowd. It's called Follow the Music. Hey there, girl, I just moved to town. How you feel about showing me around? Tell me all the places I should go. Something tells me you're the one who knows. She just looked at me, then smiled and sang. Follow the music, there's something in the air. Follow the music, your heart will lead you there. If you find the truth within the tune, don't lose it. Follow the music. Hey there, girl, I love the way you sing. You know, I've been known to pick and bend a string. Maybe we should hit the town tonight. Show me all those places that feel right. She just winked at me, then smiled and sang. Follow the music, there's something in the air. Follow the music, your heart will lead you there. If you find the truth within the tune, don't lose it. Follow the music. I was new to town, so you showed me all around, and we started making music of our own. If you're ever feeling low, just remember what you told me when you told me not so long ago. Follow the music, there's something in the air. Follow the music, your heart will lead you there. If you find the truth within the tune, don't lose it. You can find the music within you if you choose it. Follow the music. Thank you. That's on the new record.
Amen.
And Lloyd Maines is playing pedal steel on that. So you know it can't be bad.
Yeah, I figured that's who it was when I listened.
So we'll do another one off the new record, and the aforementioned, or aforementioned, Jake and Lillian are also co-writers on this next song here, and our buddy Woody Eastman too, Senor Bosque, and it's a kind of a hobo song. It's like, you know, country music has a long tradition of hobo songs, drifter songs, those kind of things. And that's what this song is. This poor old guy, you know, he's been a drifter many years, and he decides he wants to go back home, but there's a lot of baggage, you know. He's not sure he can do it logistically. He's not sure he can do it emotionally. And so I've already interpreted the song for you. Now all we have to do is play it properly. It's called Back Home. 1, 2, 3.
I left home that spring, thought I'd be home by the fall. Was a running toward a dream, but just running from it all. I miss that place I left behind. Now I wanna go back home, but I'm running out of time. There's no place left to roam, so why can't I go? Why can't I go? Why can't I go back home? I could ride a Greyhound, but I ain't got the fare. Jumping on a freight train now sure gives me a scare. I could try to thumb a ride, oh, but who the hell would dare pick up a bum like me? All wild eyes and hair. Why can't I go? Why can't I go? Why can't I go back home? In my heart, the lamp's still burning, and honeysuckles on the breeze. What keeps me from returning with memories like these. Oh, but every place I've been has left me with a scar. And every rule I've bent it way too far. Why can't I go? Why can't I go? Why can't I go back home? And I want to know, why can't I go?
I need to know.
Why can't I
can't go back home.
Why can't I go back home? Yeah. Thank you so much. That'll be on that new blue Outlaw Firm #2 album. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I know what's fixing to happen now. Are y'all ready for the grand finale?
Don't get
Not really.
Don't get too excited. I want to thank Robert, our sound guy. You will hear Walt Wilkes next week say these very words. He will say, "Oh man, it's a cradle of love up here." And it is. But I said it first. This is in G minor, G major. Chorus is in G major, G minor, and Bohemian fiddle. If you want to go real Bohemian.
I can do that.
Sorry, we're having a little conference up here.
Y'all are such a wonderful audience. If you ever need a reference as an audience, just call us. We'll give you the highest recommendation, 8+. I'm serious.
That's better. That's better. That's better. All right, this is usually our closing anthem. This is a song I wrote in the early 2000s, before you were born. I was going through, that rough patch when I was moving to Texas, and out here you guys have the Rio Grande, and it just goes forever. Well, we know that, right? Yeah. But up here, I'm like, oh, this is the same Rio Grande. It is. But in Oklahoma, we have the Red River, which separates Oklahoma and Texas, and it really is red. It's just red. All the iron in the soil, I guess. But I was crossing over that. Not for the last time, but for the last time before I became a Texas resident. Denizen, whatever you want to call me. And man, I got over that border, and I felt like my shoulders just relaxed. And I left a bunch of problems behind. I don't have a lot of problems, but I had one, and her name was Krista.
I knew Krista.
And I left that problem behind. Better for both of us. But so she's, there's a little reference in there. But this song, it's just all about the groove, and Texas is where they're gonna bury me. I just love it there. All my friends are there, and my folks sold the house I grew up in, a couple years ago, and there's really no reason for me to go back other than for a couple friends I had. But it'll always be like my home. But Texas is my home, if you know what I mean. A song called Red River Blues. It goes like this. The interstate in my mind can't erase In each corner that I pass, I can still see your face. I've been driving for miles, still get those Red River blues. Through these towns that I go, they're all littered down the wrong side of the road, and each one with no name. They keep it slowing me down, and they all look the same. I've been driving for miles, still get those Red River blues. Ooh, let's sink or swim. Ooh, that red muddy water I'm drowning in. Ooh, whichever road I choose, yeah, where it all comes down to Red River. To go, but the bridge as I cross, well, I just don't know. There's a new state of mind. It'll west just as soon as I cross that state line. Maybe then I can finally get rid of these Red River blues. Ooh, let's sink or swim. Ooh, that red muddy water I'm drowning in. Whichever road I choose, yeah, well, it all comes down to Red River blues. Don Richmond on Things with Strings. Our other multi-instrumentalist tonight, Mike Blakely over here. Woo!
Thank you. Be John Greenberg on the guitar.
Y'all get home safe. We'll see you next year. Ooh, let's sink or swim. Ooh, that real muddy water I'm drowning in. Ooh, whichever road I choose, yeah, well, it all comes down to Red River blues. Well, it all comes down to Red River blues. Well, it all comes down to Red River blues. the Outlaw Firm. Thank you all. Thank you. Good night.
The Outlaw Firm,
Oh,
ladies
that
and
was
gentlemen.
fun.
Mike Blakely, John M. Greenberg. Thanks so much for being out with us here at Society Hall. Thank you guys for putting on such a fabulous show.
God bless y'all.
And yeah, come see Walt Wilkins coming up Friday. And don't forget the celebration for Bob Phillips on Sunday. That'll be another epic event. Thanks again. Be well. Hope to see you soon.